Hello, welcome back to Giggles with Chloe, a little space where I share what's in my mind, what's in my heart, and I lay everything out here so that you can maybe, I don't know, identify yourself to it, or maybe allow yourself to see a different point of view. Now, this isn't as in like advice that I'm like, okay, you need to do this because it works for me. No, it's really just for me a digital journal for me to keep track of my ideas and how my thoughts evolve. And today I really want to talk about how I don't want to get to a point where I feel shame for loving. You know, I sometimes look back at situations, relationships, people, experiences, and I'm like, why was I so naively in love with this situation, with this relationship, with this experience, with this? Why was I so 100% in this? Why was I so fully, literally giving my heart out on a platter to this person, to this experience? Why? Am I that naive? And sometimes I look back and I feel like, I look into myself and I'm like, Chloe, is this an ounce of shame? But the thing is, and this is partly the huge point of why I'm doing these videos, is to allow myself to remember that it is okay to love so deeply. And it's actually such a blessing. I feel so blessed to be able to love 100%. And it doesn't mean that I will continue loving and giving everything to a person and through a lens of naiveness, being naive and just giving everything. And it means that yes, I will give myself 100%, but maybe this time I will put a bit more choice in it. I will put a bit more, I will guard my heart, but not guard my heart as in limiting myself, but I will ask my heart, is this my heart talking? Or is this my brain talking? Is this my soul talking? And not mix everything up, And yeah, the huge part of why I'm doing this is to allow myself to remind myself that, well, I don't know if that was very English, but remind myself that it is okay to love so deeply. It's a blessing. I feel so good after loving like that. I feel human. I feel like my soul is nourished. I feel like there's actually an exchange. I feel like we're actually sharing and we're actually being in the moment we're living. We're not just existing, we're living. And I really don't want to feel shame for loving and experience someone, a situation, a person. Because love is so natural, and I don't want to get myself to a point where I end up feeling shame for these natural feelings, I want to be able to tame them, yes. I want to be able to listen to them and recognize them when they are there. And I want to have this process of thought where I'm like, okay, I hear you. I see you there. Now, okay, let's just sit down, have a little moment and see how can you not be hurt in this situation while still giving 100% to this person, to this experience, to this situation. And yeah, I think I really, really stopped myself at some point after going through a certain experience or being with a certain person and everything. I really sat myself down and I was like, okay, from now on, do we still want to continue giving ourselves 100% in love? Or do we want to start keeping that love to ourselves, Am I actually going to be able to love more? Or am I going to start loving less with each person that kind of, that walks away? The thing is, people are never going to stay for a lifetime. I mean, obviously there are people and situations that do stay with us because we want them to stay, and so we do everything for them to stay, and that is consistency, and that is effort, that is consistency, and that is beautiful. But there are certain situations, and for me, at least until now, the most deepest situations I have been in, experiences I have been through, and people I have met only stayed for a little while, only stayed for maybe days or months, and then we literally never talked again, or I never did that experience again, or I never, went there again. And they still stick with me, they are part of me now, and I live through them, and they left on with a version of myself. And I don't know, it's just really beautiful to be to acknowledge the fact that people, experiences we live in the moment are witnesses to a version that was ourselves at a certain moment. But once we step out of that moment, we are renewed. We are a new person. But we don't have to feel shame for the person we were, because you know that the person you were did your best. You know that that person, the love they were giving was genuine. It was full. It was 100%. It was so, so good. And so I don't want to lose that. I want to keep that love. I don't want to believe that every single person that is going to walk away, or a situation that is going to harm me or hurt me so deeply, well, I'm going to love less. No, I want that to be I want to use that in order to allow me to love even more deeply and more. And yeah, at least it's what I'm feeling right now. Maybe in some years I'm going to be, oh, baby Chloe, you were kind of delusional at that time. I don't know, but at least for now, it's really what I feel, and it's what I thrive on, at least. And it's been mind-blowing to be living like this, and to acknowledge that, yes, I have so many things that have happened. I have so many people I have met and that I would have loved to spend a lifetime with. But what was necessary and happened, and it's okay. And I allow them to leave. I allow those experiences, I let them go, and I allow myself to move on and to be renewed and to start again and to become and to remember who I am. And yeah, so Chloe, please, there are going to be so many things happening in the future, and I'm actually really excited. But just remember that with each experience you go through, you are gaining even more love for yourself, for people. You are gaining even more knowledge. You're not lessening your value. You're not lessening your worth. You're not lessening who you are or the love you have or your soul or whatever. You're not losing parts of yourself. No, you're actually adding pieces of yourself to the puzzle and building it up. And one day you will look at the puzzle and you'll be like, wow, my puzzle is so full and I am so proud. Yes, it's experiences that hurt at some point, but look at this colorful puzzle. Look at all these pieces I have gathered together that made the puzzle I am, And so, yeah, that's honestly all I wanted to touch on right now before leaving for work. I'm starting in 30 minutes. But yeah, I hope that you're carrying yourself with a lot of grace and listening to your spirit, listening to your heart, allowing yourself to love and allowing yourself to see the value you have and the worth within. And yeah, sending you lots of love and gracefulness and gratefulness and groundedness. And yeah, bye. See you in the next one.